But Lloyd, share with the class, what did you discover? Bus. Oh, you folks heading back too? Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting. Yeah, well, the other passengers are already on board. Hurry up and get in. This quest is quite mean. Oh no, don't say that. Like I said earlier, I plan to uncover the identity of the counterfeit dealer on the bus ride. Let's think through things and figure it out before we reach Crossbell City. Gotcha. We are in a race against time. No time to waste then, shall we? That is a lot of reverse he just had to do there. First off, we should sort through all the information we have on the counterfeit ring. Oh, we're gonna do this in the same bus as them, where they could definitely hear our whole conversation. Okay. The group of counterfeit dealers split up and entered Crossbell via the train station, airport, and Tangram gates. At least according to the report given by Donovan. Yes, that's right. If the report is accurate, our culprit should be one of the passengers on this bus. With that information, we can deduce one infallible truth. The counterfeit dealer who boarded this bus is... Oh. We are not the smartest police officer. No, we're definitely not. I'm gonna say working independently. Working independently. From that, we can conclude that this is likely the ring's leader. I apparently guessed correctly. Whoa, seriously? Would their leader be working solo? With no backup? It's possible, but what's your reasoning behind that? It's relatively simple to explain. For them to sell their merchandise, they have to transport their counterfeit goods into Crossbell, right? Naturally, it seems odd for them to be using the bus route to Tangram Gates. Yeah, now that you mention it, if I were a counterfeit dealer, I would make my friends enter Crossbell via train or airship. Unlike the border gates, the station and airport do not require as strict security screenings for people from the Republic or the Empire. On top of that, smuggling goods is a tricky business. Handing off the dirty work to underlings is the name of the game. Oh, and by process of elimination, our culprit already ordered his goons to smuggle through the station and airport. With that out of the way, he's free to nonchalantly enter Crossbell. Is that kind of what you're getting at, Lloyd? Couldn't have summed it up better. It's circumstantial evidence, but it still holds some weight. When we apply that logic to this case, people traveling in pairs can be ruled out, so the siblings and father and son are clear. I don't know that I would say the father and son are clear, because the child wouldn't be a partner. It could be a misdirect. Ellie is making an assumption I would not personally make. Exactly, but there's something else. When I was questioning the passengers, one of them said something fishy. That person is most likely the leader of the counterfeit ring. Something fishy, huh? Is it the old lady? I hope it's the old lady. There are 5 remaining suspects. The eccentric old man who claims he came to Crossbell to fish. The kind old lady who claims she came to Crossbell to see her grandchild for the first time in 3 years. Who is somehow an adult. Interesting. The dark-haired woman shrouded in mystery. The young girl who seemed to distrust the black-haired woman. And the merchant who says he travels back and forth between Crossbell and the Republic. Is one of them really the culprit? Yeah, I think I've got them pinned down. Among the suspects, the leader of the counterfeit dealers must be... Okay. They're really gonna hit me with this already. I don't think it's the dark-haired woman. I think that's what they want you to pick here because she's a portraited character. But I don't think she'd be so upfront about wanting some jewel. I don't think it's the green-haired lady. Because even though she tried to push off suspicion onto someone else, that's a weird thing to do. If you yourself are suspicious, you would want to look as like innocuous as possible. I think it's the old lady. I'm gonna say the old lady, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The elderly woman. Are you positive? Yes. Yeah, given the evidence, it wouldn't make sense for the counterfeit dealer to be anyone else. I guess that's true. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna be so upset. How are you supposed to freaking know? When disembarking, please remember to take all personal belongings with you. We will arrive shortly. It's now or never. Once we arrive, we'll hurry and apprehend the suspect. Everyone get ready. Don't have to tell me twice. Remember, Lloyd, it's up to you to get the suspect to drop their cover. You up to the challenge? Of course, leave it to me. Why are we zooming in on her? This is going to go so badly. I doubt my decision already. Could you please wait a moment? Oh, if it isn't those fine young folk I met at the border. What might you dearies need with a little old lady like myself? We apologize for not having told you this sooner, but we're with the Crossbow Police Special Support Section. We'd like for you to answer a few quick questions, ma'am. Excuse me, Sonny? Are you implying something? What am I guilty of? That's an interesting leap to take. She's a character from a previous game. Oh. That's why I didn't pick her, because I was like, no way they would make this be a main mission and have you actually try and like suss people out if it's just going to be the only portraited character. I am interested in her though. Is she from like the Trails in the Sky games? I understand your reservation, but the CPD received some interesting information today. I hope it is the old lady. Please be the old lady. Don't make me lose. What happens if I lose? A certain group of criminals are supposedly trying to infiltrate Crossbell. We were tasked with investigating Tangram Gate, so we covertly questioned any inbound tourists there. One of them stood out due to a particularly strange remark. That remark came from you, was I right? What's that supposed to mean, son? I just picked the most innocuous character. If I'm right, I'm going to die. One of your statements in the dining hall struck me as incredibly suspicious. I believe you claimed that it's been about 3 years since you last came to Crossbell. And what's so strange about that? I thought that the festival hadn't been going on for that long. That's why I picked her. I was right. I was right. Ah! I win. Bro. The area in Calvard I'm from isn't very close to Crossbell. There's nothing weird about me visiting infrequently. Pretty sure I did read the first newspaper. I know I bought it. I wasn't suggesting anything of the sort. The problem is what followed. You said you went to the theme park with your grandson during your last visit, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I see the issue. Oh, it wasn't open yet. Right? You sly dog, you. Your fate has already been sealed, ma'am. I'm not following. It's quite simple, really. If you had really visited Crossbell 3 years ago, like you claimed, you would have had trouble visiting Michelin Wonderland, considering it didn't even exist at the time. Ha ha! What? That can't be true. You see, the thing is... Oh yeah, this is all a misunderstanding. Silly old me. Must have read about it somewhere and got myself confused. You know how it is with us elderly folks, right? Oh, it was a misunderstanding? No problem. Do you mind if we give your grandson's family a quick call to corroborate your story? I'm sure they'd be quick to defend you if the police suspected you, right? Then again, that's not even an option. You can't call someone who isn't real. It's pretty funny when you think about it. You went to visit a non-existent theme park with a non-existent grandson. This type of mistake would have only been possible for someone who has visited Crossbell in the past 2 years. Frequently coming here to run your crooked business is exactly what allowed for that contradiction in your statement. I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you seriously think a kind elderly lady like myself would be heinous enough to pawn off counterfeit goods on unsuspecting people? What video games and literally having read thousands of novels at this point has taught me is that anytime someone specifically says that they are kind, they are lying. Kind people don't say they're kind. I do believe you just put the final nail in your coffin, ma'am. Not once during this exchange did we specify the crime in question. This is why I don't trust Mr. Hayworth, the pink-haired guy. Everyone's like, oh, he's so kind. He's so... Yes, exactly. The kind cooking, he's not good. It's not real. Oh, crap. Way to fall for one of the oldest tricks in the book, you old bat. Also, I've watched like every episode of Criminal Minds, so here we are. I think it's about time you face the music. I am sure you have a perfectly logical explanation as to why you have access to sensitive information. We will be more than happy to listen to you in our interrogation room. I loved you. So that's that, right? I'll give you one last chance, ma'am. Please turn yourself in peacefully or else... Who? Who'd go along with a bunch of idiotic whippersnappers? What? She's going off a rocker. Do we get to fight her? Because that'd be the best. Her true nature has finally been revealed. You're all just a bunch of cowards trying to deceive a helpless old lady like myself. I also don't know any old lady that refers to themselves as an old lady. Don't people usually want to not call attention to how old they are? Tio's cat ears are adorable. Advanced middle-aged. That's what we're gonna call it from now on. I'm sure the goddess will smite you all if you don't correct your nasty behavior. It is honestly laughable you can utter such nonsense without a hint of irony. Are you not guilty of deceiving others with your unscrupulous business? Shut up! You danged munchkin fruit! She's so mean! I hate you! I hate you all! This is exactly why the police and bracers are trash! That's what your grandpa used to call himself? That's beautiful. Wow. This person is so funny. It really did go from 0 to 100 quick. This is how shoplifters are too. The second they're caught, they accuse you of anything they think they possibly can as a misdirect. Hoping you'll just back down because you don't want to deal with their craziness. I bet you think you're so righteous. Maybe you morons should get off your freaking high horses. Calm down, ma'am. If you could just come with us quietly. Zip it, punk. Got cotton in your ears? I said I'm not going with you. Where's Zeit? Zeit, tackle her? I cannot be held responsible for what my wolf dog does, so if she breaks something, it's not on me. He's a divine wolf. It's on the goddess. Don't make me repeat myself again. No, don't make me repeat myself. If you think you can catch me so easily. Oh, is she gonna run? She ran. Then why don't you go ahead and try me? Seriously, how can an old lady move so quickly? She's probably not an actual old lady, Lloyd. Where the heck did that whole nicest grandma you'd ever meet charade disappear off to? Munchkin! Tio's still stuck on that. Is it really the time for this, you guys? You need to hurry up and chase after her, or else she might actually escape. True, let's go after her. Tio is going to get her revenge. Don't underestimate you freaking... What did she say? Just you wait and see. She just tripped her. Oh dear, I must have accidentally stuck my leg out while I wasn't looking. Are you still breathing, madam? You peasant, what the heck do you think you're doing? I see that despite your age, you have energy to spare. Crap, considering how fast she was running. Look over there, Lloyd. Huh? What's she doing on the ground all of a sudden? Hey, check it out! The hot black-haired lady is here too. Wait, hold on a sec. Did you do this? We can talk later. I'd suggest you restrain her while you have the chance. This woman seems to have some serious pep in her step, so I'm sure she'll be coming to in no time. This girl really reminds me of a Fire Emblem character. Is it Tharja? Is that who she reminds me of? I think her name was Tharja. Dang you. Good call, ma'am. You mind helping me out, Ellie? Not at all. I apologize, but could you accompany us for the time being? Especially since it would seem that you played a significant role in this arrest. Very well. I wasn't intending on standing out, but perhaps this is simply fate. Rest easy, ma'am. Randy's having a great time here. It would be my absolute pleasure to escort such a fine lady as yourself. One of my viewers on YouTube said that there was a part of this chapter that I would have trouble with if I didn't use a guide. I wonder if it was this and I just lucked into it. Could I ask for your name then? Like I'd give my name to some scrawny little brat like you. Scrawny? Listen here, Granny. Do you have any idea the position you're in? You're aware we've already arrested all of your friends, right? So can it and start cooperating already. Shut your yap, you little trash. Didn't your parents teach you any manners? Did your parents teach you any manners? Because I don't think they did. You're talking to a lady. Yeah, I don't know any ladies that speak like that. Well, you know what I mean. Don't you know it's common courtesy to serve her a cup of tea or something? I don't think you deserve tea. Okay, sure. I'll bring it later. She doesn't deserve tea. However, I do actually want tea. I should make myself tea later. Is Raymond going to be all right handling her by himself? She's a tough nut, that's for sure. But don't worry, he'll be fine. Besides, this is a secure facility. She won't be getting out of here anytime soon. Yeah, just strap her down to the chair. I don't know. Somehow I could see her brute forcing her way out of anything. I agree. By the way, who's the beautiful young lady over there? You know, now that you mention it, I never asked her. Excuse me, ma'am. We're going to need your name and occupation, please, for police business, of course. I'm pretty sure it's Tharja that I'm thinking of. Kilika? Rouran? At your service? I'm a Calvardian entertainment producer. I came to Crossbell, well, let's say it was by chance. Kilika, eh? Gotta say I dig it. And you're a producer to boot? You definitely look the part. And I mean that in the best of ways. It's the pantsuit, isn't it? She helped us apprehend, the suspect, Inspector Donovan. Is that right? It's fair. Fire Emblem is an experience. Sometimes a very painful one. Excuse our poor manners, ma'am. The CPD thanks you for your invaluable cooperation. If you like, I'm sure we can scrounge up a reward for you. Can't guarantee it'll be much, though. Please, it's quite all right. I didn't do anything much, certainly not enough to warrant a reward. Well, if you're sure. If I'm being honest, it's a real relief to hear you say that. Please remain professional, Inspector. Actually, I've been wondering, how did the stakeouts at the train station and airport go? Oh, that? Luckily, the other dealers were caught and arrested. On top of that, we were able to confiscate all the counterfeit items they were carrying. So if all goes according to plan, they'll be out of the business for the rest of the year. Rest of the year? Are you saying they'll be getting off the hook with only minor charges? It's looking like it's going to be a stern warning and an entry ban prohibiting them from entering Crossbell for 1 month. Wow, that is so lame. You need to play Engage and you haven't yet. I actually really liked Engage. Some of my friends didn't as much, but I thought their like weird magical girl transformations was hilarious, so I loved it. And some of the characters are such a trip. They're not even going to be detained? So what you're really saying is that all our work didn't amount to jack. Tio said it before. According to state law, it's only a minor criminal offense, and since they're foreigners, we can't do much. Trust me, I understand how disheartening it can be, but this is as much as we can do. Now, don't be discouraged. You four did fine work today. Especially when you consider the fact that they'll be out of commission for the festival. Chief, please help me. Whoops, sounds like Raven needs saving. Anyway, good work. We'll be counting on you guys if anything comes up again. I really wonder what would have happened if I had not picked the old lady. Although I feel like the game did a sufficient job in suggesting the old lady. I was either going to pick her or the initial merchant guy with the top hat, since they removed the option of the groups. But they outright labeled him as a merchant, so I didn't think he would make sense. You can give us a call anytime. Crossbell's authority really is as weak as the rumors say. She's not wrong. Well, I suppose I cannot be surprised about that. What do you mean? Laws exist to protect the well-being of those who live under them, and yet Crossbell's laws seem designed for the sole purpose of keeping it obedient to Erebonia and Calvard. I imagine that's something you've run up against on more than one occasion. Yes, I imagine it must be extremely frustrating. Again, she's not wrong. You incorrectly stop someone and then Kilika tells you you're silly and corrects you. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Even so, I think all of you can hold your heads high. Fighting against an unjust status quo is admirable. Though I suppose it's none of my business as a Calvardian. Regardless, I'd advise you to not give up. I'm sure your efforts will pay off one day. Kilika. So, now that that's all settled, what's your plan? I reserved a room for myself in one of the Entertainment District's hotels. I plan on staying there during my visit. I'd be more than happy to show you the way there if you'd like. I appreciate the gesture, but don't worry. I'm well acquainted with the city. You said the Entertainment District? Does that perhaps have something to do with the motive behind your visit? Well, she is a producer, so, you know. You are a sharp one, aren't you? That's right. I've come to see Archon CL. If possible, I was hoping to get them to agree to performing in the Republic, a tour perhaps. You're looking to book them? Why, of course. Archon CL is an enchanting septium vein lying dormant in Crossbell. Had they the charisma to capture Calvard with their magical shows? Can they create a vortex of enthusiasm for theater there? Determining that is my main job here in Crossbell. Interesting. So when she was talking about a jewel as Tangram Gate, she was talking about Arc-en-Ciel all along. Oh. Metaphors. Gotcha. You're an interesting bunch. Still, diamonds in the rough to be sure. But there's definitely something pure and true inside of you. And you're professionals as well. Deducing who the culprit was like that wasn't something that comes to people easily. Let's both do our best from here on out, okay? Yeah. Thank you for your assistance again, Kilika. If there's anything you need while you're here, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'd love an opportunity to return the favor. If the opportunity arises, I'll be sure to do so. Well then, if you'll excuse me, I'll be off. This request was more than I was expecting. You're telling me. But hey, thanks to all that, I was able to meet one fine, fine lady. Man, I've seen my share of beautiful gals from out east, but dang, that Kilika is on another level. You're incorrigible. Tio, taking the words right out of my mouth. Well, at least he didn't say it in front of her, I guess. Yeah, baby steps, baby steps. Maybe there's a chance that we can reform Randy. Is everyone ready to get going?